How to do the duplicate stitch. Hi everyone, Norman here. Today I want to show you how you can embellish your projects in stockinette stitch or garter stitch with the super simple duplicate stitch method. This is a very fun way that doesn't require you to knit fair isle or intarsia to add color to your project. This is super simple and perfect for beginners. Let's dive right into it. To decorate your knitting with the duplicate stitch, simply thread a spare length of yarn in a nice contrasting color on a blunt tapestry needle. This is important. Just thread a spare length of yarn on a blunt tapestry needle. You may want to add a little knot here or two at the very end, but you could also skip this and then later on weave in the tail. And then you simply go, so here see these knit stitches, and it's always a V, little V's here stacked upon each other. And we are going through here, right through the hole between these two legs of the stitch. And then you move up one stitch, and here see this V here, two little legs here, and you go underneath both. Don't split the yarn, that's why you need a blunt tapestry needle, and then you pull through. And now you go out here through the same hole we came in. So this little hole here, and you get out. And that's already your first duplicate stitch. Let's do that one more time. So from here you can go through any other hole here of any other knit stitch. So in this case I want to go through this one here to the side. Again, you go up one row and go underneath the two legs here, pull the yarn through and get out through the exact same hole. So this is very, very simple. And then we can move over to this stitch here, and do the exact same. So it's very, very simple, and I guess that's why it's so popular, because any beginner really can do this, in my opinion. All you need is a little bit of patience, but you don't need to struggle with bobbins, holding two yarns at the same time, and so on. So now we did one row, and now I want to move over to this stitch here. So you can basically move in any direction you want. You could also skip certain stitches. You could do this with two colors and so on. So use your imagination and then just paint little pictures in a different color on your knitting. Now, the duplicate stitch will look best if you use a yarn that is slightly thicker than your working yarn. So in this case, I am actually using the exact same color, a yarn in a different color, and you can see that sometimes the blue is peeking through. So if you don't want that, you could go for a yarn that is slightly thicker, or you could hold the yarn double as you do. Well, essentially this is embroidery. See, and if you continue doing it in this manner, you could embroider a little heart here on this coaster using duplicate stitch. Isn't this lovely? But what about garter stitch? Can you also do the duplicate stitch for garter stitch? Well, you sort of can. So in this case, again, thread a spare length of yarn on a tapestry needle, and then here go in between the leg of a knit stitch, and then go here underneath this purl bump and then get out here through the adjacent purl bump and then go out here. Then move over to the next stitch and continue doing this. Now you might quickly notice that this is not the same. So this is a wonderful way to weave in ends for lace or other such projects in a fine gauge where other methods don't work. Now, of course, this looks sort of nice, but not in a very cohesive way. And if you want to achieve that, you would have to turn your work around and replicate this process here on the wrong side. So I'm gonna turn my project around here, get out here, and then repeat this here on the wrong side as well. So basically, you would have to go through each side twice, and in that manner you could add duplicate stitches or solid duplicate stitches to garter stitch. And if you do this with every single row, and well, you get the idea, this might be an option. And then from here you could turn your project around again and start working on the next row and so on. I do believe that working a chain stitch, so a standard chain stitch, is a little bit easier for garter stitch. It might not be in pattern, but you can go in any direction you like and add a little something that still looks like knitting. I mean, it doesn't look like garter stitch, but it still looks like knitting. And use this to, I don't know, write something on your fabric, add flowers or whatever. I do believe that the chain stitch is probably a little bit better for adding color to garter stitch than working the true duplicate stitch. That will be a little bit tedious. Anyway, that's how to do the duplicate stitch. Please like this video if you enjoyed watching, comment with your questions, and of course, don't forget to subscribe if you don't want to miss any new videos. Happy knitting and enjoy the rest of your day.